Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where, just in case you didn't know, it's kind of like lo-fi week as my computer is broken and I'm basically recording reactions with a mirror and another phone. But anyway, who cares? Let's enjoy some music. This is some more Unlucky Morpheus. I listened to one of their songs after listening to some Doll's Box, really liking her voice, and people were like, check out Unlucky Morpheus. I checked out Black Pentagram, probably the most deliberately metal sounding name I've ever heard. Anyway, I was told to listen to more, and this is the song I'm picking up on next. So join me as I put my finger between the mirror and the screen and I try to press play. Let's see if this one's good too. It's a big melody. God, her voice is amazing. I think that's pretty hard to deny. A lot of people said that she's much better in this than in Doll's Box, which may be true, but it's a very different sound. Loving the drama with the violins and the changes of the time signature are really awesome. The melody is fantastic, so big, and it kind of almost sounds like some sort of Eastern European national anthem. Yeah, I mean, this is another example where the double kicks are a bit much, but it actually works because the melody is doing this big, slow thing that lasts so long that the double kicks has lots of room underneath. It's a good contrast. I mean, the video is just going through some pretty normal steps, but it's really nice. It's got a lot of energy to it, lots of movement as well. Supports the song nicely. Doesn't really add anything, but I'm really capturing just the amount of energy in this, which is fantastic. It's one of those old rock and roll style solos where the guitar basically just plays the melody, but there's not much else you could do here. The melody's so big. Oh, nice shift up there though. But yeah, follow the pattern's good. I say that, you can correct me. This kind of sounds almost more like a piece of that Bach would write for a church organ. Two of my favourite singers at the moment are her and the girl from the woman from Wagaki Band. And I noticed one thing they have in common is waving their arms around while they sing. That's emotion, my friends. Yeah, fantastic. That is the end, right? Yeah, that's the end. Fantastically sort of orchestral. Oh yeah, it was propped against men's fabric deodorant because, you know, I have a camera stand, but it just wasn't holding the phone at the right angle. So where was I going with this? Yeah. So I really enjoyed that for a couple of reasons, though. I mean, obviously, I went into this one, listened to this one, because I had been surprised how much I'd enjoyed the song I'd heard by them before. And I think the thing that really comes across is that they have a lot of power. And yes, I know the sound that they go for perhaps isn't doing anything particularly original. I heard the way they tried to describe their genre, and it seemed to me not to want to sound too rude, but it sounded like they picked a bit of a pretentious way of describing it. It was like fusion, power, arena, metal, something. It was too much. I mean, basically what they're doing is not particularly breaking any ground that we haven't heard before, but what they're doing is really well managed. I mean, obviously this song is very different from Black Pentagram, but both of them have this very big orchestral sound. The violin, just the whole idea of having strings in it. Again, it's not a particularly original thing, but they do it really well. I mean, the sound comes across great, and that might be because actually she's the violinist is in the band rather than them sort of, you know, getting a orchestral arranger to put something behind their music, like, you know, sort of groups like, you know, the Evanescences. I used that example before, like Evanescence would do. I mean, imagine they didn't write their own orchestration; they got someone to do orchestration for them. Whereas obviously they've got a violinist in there who's writing as part of the song with them. So I think that there's a lot of qualities with this band that are great, although I don't quite see them as sort of breaking any new ground. What I really liked in the difference between these two songs is the last one was kind of more hard-hitting. It was more what you would expect. This one, like I say, came off more like a piece of classical music, and that you had sections which were like staccato and fugue, you know, Bach's staccato and fugue sort of style, crazy soloing, but done on a guitar instead of a church organ. And then you had the basic melody was almost like like an Eastern European national anthem. It reminded me a bit of the this is a really weird reference. If you've ever heard the Romanian national anthem, just check it out. You might see what I mean. Imagine the Romanian national anthem with like hard rock drums underneath it, and you'll see what I mean. That would make a great hard rock song. I should copyright it if the nation hadn't already taken it. So yeah, there was a lot of things about that were very much cooling on the more epic sides of classical music, and to me that felt more like it was a classical piece than a thing. It felt like a classical piece played heavy. I mean, for all I know, it actually was, but I don't think it was. I think I'm going around in circles a bit there. So the point is, though, is that there was a lot of things I liked about that, which were not really rock things or metal things. They were more classical things, and it was just nice to hear them presented in that way. So yeah, great song. Her voice, again, absolutely blistering. Not to take anything away from the rest of the band. The rest of the band are fantastic. Like I say, the drums, even being double kick heavy, which is something I'm usually quite critical of, I think it worked in this song because everything else was playing sort of bigger, slower progression, you know, gently. So there was lots of room for double kicks to go in there and, you know, not be cluttering and tiring in the way that sometimes it can be in other songs. The guitar work was obviously fantastic, which was more felt in that solo, which had a big epic melodic feel. It didn't just feel like twiddling, it actually felt like it was part of the arrangement. Bass was great as well. It's hard to hear the bass from a little phone, but that all worked there, and like I say, the violin really made it. But, you know, like I say, not to take anything away from those guys, her voice, I see what you guys were saying about Doll's Box. I mean, I do think she's fantastic in Doll's Box, and I don't think that every song, if you're a great singer, you don't have to be blasting your voice in every song. You can do songs which suit your voice, but don't use all of it. That's absolutely fine. So, to me, this is this really gassy beer, so I keep on going. So, get all these weird little sub point, so I can keep on trailing off in different directions. Basically, with the whole way that this song comes across, it's just quite refreshing, and quite epic, and really well delivered. And like I say, her voice gives it a quality that not many singers could give. The video, pretty much by the numbers, nothing particularly special there, but it did work. I mean, what it did simply, again, in this case, I mean, whereas the song is not breaking in new genres, but it is quite inspiringly well written, the video is not so inspiringly anything. It's just sort of very effective. So as an accompaniment to the song, it's great, but on its own, it's pretty forgettable. And they play up to it well, and she does all the hand moving, which is great. It's this, like, there's so much energy in her performance. But it did sort of make me think, all you need to do is put a fan in your hand, and you've got to look exactly like the singer from Wagaki Band, she's waving that fan around, and face appears, face goes away. So it was kind of making me subconsciously think of that. But yeah, I mean, all in all, great song. Fantastic stuff. Really looking forward to hearing more of them. They've delivered 2 songs which have been really great in the sort of heavier genres, but very different from each other. Obviously, you can't expect every song to be very different, but I'm looking forward to what I'm hearing next. Apologies, by the way, if because I know I've been given some unlucky Morpheus links, and apologies for not following up on them while my computer is being backed up, and then I'm getting a new computer. I'm not really able to follow up on links at the moment, but still, I will eventually, if I don't accidentally stumble across them during this week of film reviews. But for now, from Japan, thank you very much. Obviously, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and do all the other things that people do on YouTube. But until next time, for now, it's ciao.